doubles and coffee. Yesterday, while sitting in the Senate, waiting to debate the Children's Life Fund Amendment Act, I got news that one of the passengers in the car that ran into the back of me on the Beetham at 5:23 a.m. on Saturday, that the young man that I told you all seemed to be writhing in pain as he was not secure in the back seat and he was as fast asleep, did not know what was taking place. As the red car came at me, and all I could do is look in the rearview mirror and wait for the impact. I tried to describe the impact for y'all. I don't know if I was able to, but it was a scary situation, and the impact was so tremendous. I had on full seatbelt, lap belt, and chest. I braced on the steering wheel. But as I said, the Ford Everest is built tough. However, I've heard news that the young man who was writhing in pain when the ambulance reached and screaming out, that he succumbed to his injuries and he passed away. Yet do you know, since yesterday at about lunchtime till now, trying to find out the name of the young man. But all they're interested in is, Minister was in an accident. Yes, it was an accident. As I told you all the story, was sideswiped, broadside, went into the median, struggled to gain control of the car, and came to a stop. After being in shock and looking up in my rearview mirror, I saw a car hurtling towards me. It looked like the driver did not know what was taking place. Because at that time at Beetham, there would have been 3 cars stopped in 4 lanes. A white wing road that was driving slowly and later found out had a flat tire. A silver grey wagon that I think is a wing road. And my car that was stopped, grated on the concrete median of the Beetham. And I saw that car just coming. And the kind of fear that goes through your mind at that time, not knowing what's going to happen, where that car is going to end up, whether your car could take the hit, whether the car is going to hit and go up, hit and go to the left, hit and go to the right, what's going to happen to the people in that car, to the people on the left? Is it going to jump the median and go over into head-on, into oncoming traffic? It's for a fleeting moment. Fear grips you. And then the ambulance and police were on the scene very quickly, so they did as good a job as they could. But to hear that individual, well, they had to cut him out of the back and so on, move the doors. But to hear the pain, we went to the hospital, and we all prayed for him and for everybody to be okay. But unfortunately, he passed away. That's not something easy, you know. That's not something nice, to know that a young life was just lost. Probably after having a great time, having a great day, ready going home to relax and then go to work. And now his life is over because of an accident on the road. What I have taken from this is that I have been lapsing, because I realized for the last 7 or 8 months, as my daughter has gotten bigger, my youngest child, I have not been telling her every morning when I pick her up for school or take her to tennis or lessons in the afternoon or drop her home or take her to the mall. I have been forgetting to tell her in the back seat to put on her seatbelt. That is irresponsible. Because had my daughter been in that car, because I was heading to national team swimming, so she was sleeping soundly with her mother. I was heading to the aquatic center in Cuba. It was 5:23 a.m. Every Saturday I reached the aquatic center for 5:43, 5:44 a.m. for practice to start at 6 a.m. Had my precious daughter been in the back of that car, unrestrained, without a seatbelt on in the back seat, Lord only knows what would have happened to her 82-pound little frame. Because I had on full restraints. I knew the bounce was coming. I braced on her steering wheel with all my might. And still, my head banged the roof, my back and neck hurting. The hit and the impact was so tremendous. So what I take out of this is that I have to stop playing the phone and tell my daughter, if you're in the back, the front, the side, put on your seatbelt. And to all of us, we need to drive a little more carefully. Cars are serious things. This is not, you don't see a Formula One driver, you don't see Leclerc or Hamilton driving fast on roads with all kind of different quality drivers. They drive fast, super speed, on a track against the best drivers in the world because they understand how dangerous a car is. So if anything can be taken from this accident, I want all of us to drive a little bit more safely, to take care. And to the family and friends of the young man who lost his life in the accident, I say condolences. I cannot even understand or fathom your pain of losing a loved one. May God bless you all. You all stay safe and stay strong. Trinidad and Tobago, drive safely, drive intelligently, and to the BMW, the white BMW I told you, who caused the whole thing, who did the zing on the left on the inside, met the slow white wing road that had a flat tire, cut back in the middle lane, giving the silver grey wagon a bad drive, causing that wagon to hit me broadside, side on, and push me into the median, making me come to a stop on the median, and then that car gunning down the road into the back of me. To the white BMW, you know who you are, telling you. You may never be caught, that's not the issue, but you're driving, and I heard even reports of you're heading down south, because at 6:43 you were heading down south and giving people bad drive also. Yes, Douglas politics, we get information all the time. So you know who you are. Someone is dead. Condolences to his family and his friends and his loved ones. And to all of Trinidad and Tobago, let us take care of one another and drive a little bit more carefully. Put on your seatbelts. And to me, I'm going to pick up my daughter right now. And the first thing I tell her after I say good morning, sweetheart, is put on your seatbelt. God bless. Be safe.